Hello, everyone, and welcome to VMblog's coverage of the KubeCon CloudNativeCon event taking place in Chicago this year. And today we're joined by David DeSanto, the Chief Product Officer at GitLab. David, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
For the folks who want to learn more and maybe haven't seen anything from you and I just yet about GitLab, if you could maybe just give a quick overview of the company.
Yeah, so GitLab provides a platform, also named GitLab, that is the most comprehensive AI-powered DevSecOps solution. It's a single platform delivered as a single interface, so a single UI with a unified data store. So what that means for users of GitLab, they can go from planning to production all within GitLab. It also means that you have better collaboration, visibility, and reporting, and the ability to deliver software without having to compromise on security and governance. So for our customers, which range from startups all the way up to the 50%, over 50% of the Fortune 100 worldwide, they're able to effectively collaborate, deliver secure software faster, and keep their competitive edge in the market.
Now, as it relates to KubeCon and CloudNativeCon, where does your company fit within the ecosystem of Kubernetes?
Yeah, so there's a couple different ways we fit into that. The first is you can easily deploy from GitLab into any Kubernetes environment. GitLab prides itself on being cloud agnostic, which means we work with all the large hyperscalers around the world, and you're able to seamlessly connect GitLab into your cloud native environment, as well as deploy GitLab if you want to self-host into a cloud native environment. Some of the things that customers really appreciate and benefit from are integrations with things like Flux, so they can get good GitOps workflow applications moving into production, as well as leveraging our security capabilities and governance capabilities to make sure their Kubernetes environment is secure, their containers are free from vulnerabilities, and so forth. So we really fit in well in that CI/CD part for something like Kubernetes, and CloudNativeCon, that is more going to be the CD part of that, but then also the security and governance that's there as well.
Now, for the attendees of the show, maybe if you could talk a little bit about some of the types of problems that you're solving for them, and maybe get into some of the specific use cases.
Yeah, so a lot of the use cases that we're helping solve are going to be that ability to deliver software securely and having visibility into that being deployed. And so for attendees of this conference, it's really going to be about how can I effectively deploy the application as securely as possible? How do I monitor the application running in the environment? And how do I know that I'm able to continue to secure it once it's deployed? And that can include detecting drift within the container. It could be there's a new vulnerability known. Think, last year and a half ago, all the things around like Log4j, where now I need to know where is that anywhere in my production environment. That's really the use case GitLab is helping solve, or use cases, I would say. The one thing that customers really come to GitLab with is also something that's very in the heart of KubeCon and CloudNativeCon, which is I want to do my digital transformation. And so we do help a lot of customers move from physical data centers or, say, older legacy virtual machine architectures into a cloud native environment, where they're able to go from deploying their applications maybe once a quarter to some of our customers are actually going to deploy updates to their application every couple of minutes while it's running in production. And really what that means for them is that they're able to go from feeling like they're chasing their competition to having their competition chase them. And I know I'll say I'm getting a little long in this answer because I'm very passionate about this question, so I'm glad you asked it. But I think really what it is that if every company has to become a software company to stay competitive, it becomes true here as well. Like if you need that competitive edge, you need to be able to deploy, monitor, and secure those applications very easily, and obviously do that very frequently.
Now, from a technology standpoint, what are some of the things that makes GitLab differentiated in the market?
Yeah, so I'd say one of the biggest things is that we are an open core company. That means we're source available. It allows organizations to be able to better trust GitLab because they can see how our software actually works. The thing that really has always resonated with me is that if over 50% of the Fortune 100 trust GitLab to secure their source code and help them deploy software, then, that's their private intellectual property. So they're coming to the open source, open core company to be able to properly secure their what was most likely private source code that they're not making publicly available. And so when you're looking at an event like KubeCon and CloudNativeCon, GitLab contributes to the open source projects we use to build our application. And so I mentioned a little bit ago the work we're doing around deploying applications and leveraging Flux. The same thing's true about Kubernetes itself. GitLab runs itself on top of Kubernetes, and if we're seeing areas we can improve, we're actively contributing. And so I think that is really one of the things that's really key about GitLab that differentiates us from all of our competition in the space.
Now, a lot of the show sponsors, I mean, there are a lot of them in the expo hall. They leverage KubeCon to sort of, announce new products or showcase something new. Has your company either announcing anything new, or have you announced anything recently that you're going to be kind of spotlighting and talking about at the show at your booth?
Yes, so there's a couple things that we'll be highlighting. The first will be our continued work with AI and how we can leverage AI to help companies be more effective. We recently announced the availability of GitLab Duo Chat. GitLab Duo is our suite of AI-powered capabilities within that GitLab application. Again, delivered as a single application, but a platform for the entire DevSecOps lifecycle. And I'm expecting that what people will be able to see in the booth is how does AI, when done securely, really help benefit me as a company? And so they're going to be able to see our code suggestions feature, which we're planning on making generally available later in the year. Duo Chat, again, which just became available. It helps you with configuration. To your question earlier, you can actually ask, like, how do I deploy to this hyperscaler using Kubernetes? And it's going to start giving you configurations for you to use within GitLab. And then the other big thing we'll be talking about is our latest DevSecOps survey. We run an annual survey every year. We always have over 5,000 people who respond. And there's a lot of good takeaways from AI, as well as just traditional DevSecOps topics that we're going to be highlighting in the booth. So I highly recommend anyone who's at KubeCon or CloudNativeCon stop by our booth. We're M1 and get to see Duo in person, as well as see some of those results of that survey. And I'd probably say like the most powerful one for me fits into that respondents around AI, and that 76% plan to use AI as part of software development. And that does include deploying applications into production and doing everything that KubeCon and CloudNativeCon talk about.
Yeah, I mean, definitely AI is a big topic, and I'm sure it's going to be a big topic at KubeCon during the keynotes. And so with that said, is that something that you think your company is going to be looking at as a trend moving forward into 2024?
It is. I'd say there's really three big themes for us that we're seeing. The first is the need to really consolidate onto a platform. That very much came out in our survey, with organizations saying that they need to do that to be more effective and stay competitive. We also see AI as a trend. The one thing that came out in our survey, and I saw in a couple other surveys this year, is that we focus very much about AI boosting the developer and their efficiency, but that's only 25% of the total software development lifecycle. And so as a trend, we're seeing both us and others trying to figure out how to apply AI to everyone who's involved in delivering software value. And for us, that means making security teams, operations teams, compliance teams, product teams, marketing teams more effective, leveraging AI. So you get that boost across the entire lifecycle. And then the last trend in an area that's been very important for us is increasing visibility. That can be into things like value stream management and showing people where they're breaking down in their ability to deliver software. But it's also about expanding observability, about expanding your own reporting. One feature that we announced a couple of months ago that I wholly expect us to be showing in the booth is we launched a product analytics component of GitLab, which is allowing you to measure the adoption of the application you've deployed using GitLab. And so from GitLab CI/CD, we can embed the instrumentation and start showing you how the users of the application you deployed are actually using it and where they're getting stuck and where you need to improve it. And so for us, really, Brian, it's those three critical areas is where we're seeing trends and where we're putting our investment to make sure we can help our customers be as effective as possible delivering software.
Now, it sounds like you're going to have quite a few, different demos being done and deployed and showcased in your booth at the show. But for folks who are watching this video at home right now, is there anything that you can demo or show us today?
Yeah, so we have a really great demo that we'd love to show everyone so they can get a sense as to how GitLab has continued to evolve as a company.
Okay, great.
GitLab is the most comprehensive AI-powered DevSecOps platform. And today, we are excited to show you how the power of our platform allows you to build, secure, and deploy software faster. Consider this website of one of our customers that consolidates frequently asked questions for a financial services provider. This FAQ became quite extensive, and the info it contains doesn't address other types of questions that are not frequently asked, but should be easy to respond to, and the customer experience is being impacted by this. The leadership from this financial services company chooses to have their team use GitLab to improve and automate the FAQ experience. Let's take a look. First, they leverage GitLab planning capabilities. Here we can see how the team in charge of working on these improvements has been collaborating and coming to a solution that should be developed and put in the hands of end users as soon as possible. The team agrees that they will use AI to replace the long FAQ with a chatbot that can respond to these questions using natural language. They'll build their solution using GitLab's AI-powered platform. Once the product management team has agreed on the solution, they connect with the development team to start building. Here, we see that when a developer gets involved in the discussion, he doesn't need to read all the discussion, since GitLab is leveraging AI capabilities, and will automatically summarize all this information and provide what he needs to understand the context, so he can start working on the solution quickly. Since the developer now knows what needs to be implemented, he uses GitLab IDE to start coding the solution. Thanks to code suggestions, he doesn't have to spend time writing boilerplate code. GitLab code suggestions allows him to add code changes quickly to be more productive. If he wants to add a function to load the chatbot configuration file, he simply prompts the model, writing in natural language with what he needs to do, and receives a code suggestion that helps him to achieve that. He presses Tab to add the AI-generated code and commit these changes. We see here that the added changes triggered a continuous integration pipeline that will check the quality and security of the code contribution. This ensures he's not introducing vulnerabilities or degrading the quality of the code base and therefore the solution. It's best practice to always keep a human in the loop for any code contribution. Therefore, the developer will need this code to be reviewed by another team member. However, it can be challenging to find the right person to do that. Luckily for this developer, GitLab provides a set of recommended reviewers using machine learning, and the suggested reviewers are people with the proper knowledge and expertise that are more suitable to review his code. This saves the developer time in finding the best person to review. The suggested reviewer adds her review and comments. In this case, she's pointing out that the function added to the code doesn't have a test associated with it, and code that hasn't been tested cannot be part of the solution. The reviewer suggests that the developer can use AI-generated tests. And once the review is done, Delaney, the suggested reviewer, uses AI in GitLab to summarize all the comments and feedback. The reviewer suggests that the developer can use AI-generated tests. And once the review is done, Delaney, the suggested reviewer, uses AI in GitLab to summarize all the comments and feedback given to the developer and his code changes. This will allow him to quickly understand what needs to be improved. Now, back to the developer point of view, we see that he can quickly grasp what needs to be improved by reading the AI summary. But there is one thing he isn't sure of: how to use the AI-generated test mentioned in the code review. Luckily, he doesn't have to leave GitLab to find out how to do that, and uses the GitLab chatbot, which allows him to ask questions in natural language. In this case, he asks how to leverage automated code testing capabilities with the help of AI. We see he gets his answer right in the GitLab experience. This saves him time by not forcing him to switch context by leaving the tool to go find his answer somewhere else, and allow him to stay focused. Now he knows how to leverage AI to generate the missing test, and can put in action the step-by-step instructions given by GitLab AI. Let's do it. We can see here the test code has been generated. It looks good, and now the developer has everything he needs to act upon the feedback and contribute new code changes towards the solution of replacing the long FAQ on his website. Since the GitLab security scanners also gave a warning that code has vulnerability, he will use the GitLab IDE to add the AI-generated test and remove the code vulnerability. We see that this improved contribution is running the continuous integration pipeline. And when it is done, it was easy to remove the vulnerability and add the testing generated by AI. This not only helped the developer to save time, but also to make sure that the solution being built remains secure. Remember that security issues are the ones that make headlines, and with GitLab's integrated security and privacy-first approach, this can be prevented. Since we don't have any more errors, we will merge this contribution into the main code base and use it to build and deliver the FAQ solution to production. GitLab CI/CD takes care of all of the steps to build the application, test it, check that security vulnerabilities are not being introduced, and finally deploy the application, so the end users can benefit from it right away. By opening the deployment job, a URL is produced with the application GitLab helped us to automatically build, test, and deploy. Let's click on it. And here it is. This is a chatbot solution built using GitLab. The solution is using a large language model able to understand natural language and respond to customer queries. Let's give it a try by adding one question. Looks like a solid answer. Now, let's try with one of the frequent asked questions. And here we see step by step how to achieve that. Gone are the days of scrolling in long FAQ pages. A solution built quickly and securely thanks to GitLab. Lastly, we cannot improve what we can't measure. Since GitLab is a single application, it provides a way to measure our software development lifecycle end-to-end and helps identify areas of improvement. Value Stream Analytics measures the time it takes to go from planning to monitoring for each project in our portfolio, empowering teams to ship better software faster to customers by providing a unified view across value streams and software value delivery metrics. Thanks to GitLab's AI-powered platform, these customers shipped their website chatbot to market quickly and securely, allowing them to stay ahead of the competition.
Hey, thanks for that great demo. Where can people go if they want to find out more information about GitLab and some of the things you talked about today?
Yeah, so the first most obvious places you can go to our website. It's about.gitlab.com. There's a section on there called Platform. It's right in the top navigation. It walks you through the entire GitLab platform and how we're applying AI to help everyone be more effective. And of course, if you're at the event and you want to see us, please stop by our booth. It's M1. As we mentioned earlier, there'll be a lot of really great demos going on, as well as a lot of GitLab team members who are just there and just want to get to know the community better. One of the things that I really enjoy about being an employee at GitLab is that we're very much about the community, and we look at the community as a partner and someone who we can help out. And so please stop by. I will be there walking around. We'll have members of the product team, members of sales and marketing, and we're all there to just get to know you and help you deliver better software more securely.
Great. Well, thanks for taking the time to speak with VMblog today, and we look forward to seeing you at KubeCon in Chicago.
Likewise, thank you very much for the time, and look forward to meeting everyone at KubeCon this year.